ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਜੈਤਸਰੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨੌਵਾਂ। ਹਰ ਜੂ ਰਾਖ ਲੇਹੋ ਪਤ ਮੇਰੀ, ਜਮ ਕੋ ਤਰਾਸ ਭਇਓ ਔਰ ਅੰਤਰ, ਸ਼ਰਨ ਗਹੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਧ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਹਾਉ। ਹਰ ਜੂ ਰਾਖ ਲਿਹੋ ਪਤ ਮੇਰੀ, ਜਮ ਕੋ ਤਰਾਸ ਭਇਓ ਔਰ ਅੰਤਰ, ਸ਼ਰਨ ਗਹੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਧ ਤੇਰੀ ਰਹਾਉ। ਮਹਾ ਪਤਿਤ ਮੁਗਧ ਲੋਭੀ, ਫੁਨ ਕਰਤ ਪਾਪ ਅਬਹਾਰਾ, ਭੈ ਮਰਬੇ ਕੋ ਬਿਸਰਤ ਨਾਹਿਨ, ਤੇ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਨ ਜਾਰਾ। ਕੀਏ ਉਪਾਵ ਮੁਕਤ ਕੇ ਕਾਰਨ, ਦਹਿ ਦਿਸ ਕੋ ਉਠ ਧਾਇਆ, ਘਟ ਹੀ ਭੀਤਰ ਬਸੈ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ, ਤਾਕੋ ਮਰਮ ਨਾ ਪਾਇਆ। ਨਾਹਿਨ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਹਿਨ ਕਛ ਜਪ ਤਪ, ਕੌਣ ਕਰਮ ਅਬ ਕੀਜੇ। ਕੌਣ ਕਰਮ ਅਬ ਕੀਜੈ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹਾਰ ਪਰਿਓ ਸ਼ਰਨਾਗਤ, ਅਪੈ ਦਾਨ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਦੀਜੈ। ਨਾਹਿਨ ਗੁਣ ਨਾਹਿਨ ਕਛ ਜਪ ਤਪ, ਕੌਣ ਕਰਮ ਅਬ ਕੀਜੈ। ਨਾਨਕ ਹਾਰ ਪਰਿਓ ਸ਼ਰਨਾਗਤ, ਅਪੈ ਦਾਨ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਦੀਜੈ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, today's ਪਾਵਨ ਪਿੱਤਰ ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ from Sri Sachkhand, Sri Harmandir Sahib has been blessed to us by ਧੰਨ Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ, our 9th Guru ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ, 9ਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਆ। ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, this ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮਾ is on Ang 703, blessed to us in Jaitsri Raag. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatshah is today talking about the fear of death, something many of us can relate to. The fear of the unknown, what's going to happen, not having any idea of what that time's going to be like, of how that time's going to come, and what it's going to be like after I leave this body. Many of us get caught up in our lives, in just carrying on, living unconsciously and not even being conscious of some of the day-to-day ways that we are stuck in, constantly indulging in negative actions. And then all of a sudden we have that thought that, you know what, I'm going to be leaving this world one day. And what am I doing in preparation for that time, for when I'm going to leave from here? And then that fear starts to kick in, and that fear is, what is it going to be like? What's going to happen? So let us embrace Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatshah Ji's words to see what they are saying to us today. Paatshah Ji is giving us these beautiful, perfect words to place a benti, place this begging, this request before Vaheguru Ji, that one that sits inside of us. If we have that fear inside of us, some of us are living in fear and we're not quite sure what the fear is, but there is a fear inside. So Sangat Ji, let us listen to the words of Guru Tegh Bahadur Sache Paatshah. Har ju Raak le ho pat meri har Ju. Har means Vaheguru Ji. And Ju here, that term out of respect and saying, here Vaheguru Ji, meaning Ji. That, oh Vaheguru Ji, Raak le ho pat meri. Raak, please keep my honor. Meaning, please protect me. Keep my honor in which way? Keep my honor, save me. That when that time does come for me of death, that you are there to take care of me. And then Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji is saying, or the other way to look at that ardas is Harju Raakh Leho Pat Meri, save me. Keep my honor, protect me. Meaning that keep me away from these countless sins that I keep indulging in. This is what this will go towards. Then Pat Ji say, Kande jam ko tras, peo or antar jam ko tras. Swamiji, tras means fear. Jam literally translates to the messengers of death. Because we don't know how it's going to be, what it's going to be like to leave. And is it somebody comes to take us away, or are we left to our own devices? Is there just something that is just going to take us to our next place, our next destination, be it another body, be it wherever else, another realm somewhere? And the party can jam ko tras peo or antar, or means heart, antar means inside, deep within my heart there's this underlying fear of the jam of those messengers of death that are going to come and take me away. Why is there that fear? Because Paatji here tell us, Kende Sharan gahi kirpa nid teri. Just before that, maaf karna, forgive me. Just before that, Paatji kende Sharan gahi. Gahi here doesn't mean to go. Gahi here means to hold on to something tightly, to grasp onto. Kende Sharan gahi. Sharan Samitaji means the sanctuary, the protection. Saying that now I grasp hold tightly onto the protection of your sanctuary. Kende Sharanangahi of who? Kirpa Nid Teri, of yours, Vaheguru Ji, the one that is Nid. Nid means the Khajana. Khajana, Sangaji means the treasure, means the one that holds the treasure of Kirpa, of grace. You are the one that can shower me with your grace, that can open my heart, so that grace, so your kirpa, so that power flows in through me, taking away that fear that I have inside of me of that moment of death. And that's why Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatji as well give us that benti chaupai. When they benti again means request, and it's this heartfelt, deep request that comes from inside. You can call it this begging that comes from inside. Because when we say request, the emphasis isn't quite strong enough with that word. So when we say it's that begging, when Guru Gobind Singh Ji Paatji say as well, Paatji kehne lage kende maran kaal ka tras nivariya. Maran kaal. Maran means death, Kal means time. When that time of death comes, Maran Kal ka. Tras means fear. Tras nivariya. Nivariya means to destroy, to take away. Can they take away that fear from me? So here, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paatji is saying here as well, can they jam ko tras peo or antar. Sometimes it's very important for us to be expressive, to be able to, instead of suppressing those true emotions that we are feeling, that if we're feeling that emotion of death that is sitting deep inside of us, sometimes we're not quite sure what it is, what we're experiencing, what we're going through, but then we go deep enough inside and we realize, you know what it is, I am scared of dying. Because I don't know what it's going to be like, where I'm going to go, because I don't know if I've prepared well enough for my next destination. I don't even know if I've got enough spending money whilst I'm going to be going through that transmission period of where I then go next. So then here, that's why Sangatji, first thing is to be expressive about something. Because the universe, this Vaheguru Ji, when that is truly, that goes out, when we actually spill our heart and say this, not to just leave it sat there dormant and to be in denial of it if somebody asks, or whatever it is, in whichever way, being in denial of that, if that is how we're feeling, then the first thing is to be expressive, to be true, to just be authentic. Because Sache Paatshah here is saying that jam ko tras payo or antar karke ho jada andar darya man de vich andar hai pehla. So first thing is for us to be able to express that in some form of way. At least first step is to be able to admit it to ourselves before anything else, before we go anywhere else. So Sache Paatshah kehde jam ko tras payo or antar sharan gehi kirpa nid teri. But now I've come into your sanctuary. That Vaheguru Ji, now that I've come to your protection. Where is your protection? Is deep inside of me. Rahao mahapatit mugda lobhi. I've come to this realization that I've been living my life like this. Living my life how? In which way? Paatshah kende ke mahapatit. Patit Sangatji means that I've been doing such lowly actions. Mahapatit mugda lobhi. I've been a fool because I've been throughout my life living as a lobhi. Lobhi, somebody that is engrossed in greed. And when there's greed, there is no time to think about death, because all I'm doing is just accumulating more and more. But now I've come to this realization that I was running away from the truths of life. Some people are trying to distract their minds from what is really going on inside of them. I had a message the other day, saying that the distractions don't even work anymore. We're sometimes doing all sorts. But the truth of the matter is that we're actually struggling. And we're trying to run away from our problems. And over here, the first thing to do is when we come to that realization, is saying that I've actually been trying to run away from the reality, from the truths of life. That we are all here temporarily and we're not going to be here forever. And about making that deeper inner relationship with the one that is inside of me. I've neglected that. So I've neglected that fear I've had in my mind about that death. So Paatshah Ji kahan lage kende aithe kende mahapatit mugda lobhi. How many of us can relate to this, that we're so caught up in the rat race of life? Somebody's thinking that my success for me, my aim of life is to pay my mortgage off. The aim of life is to get my children well educated. But forgetting about the joy and experiencing life for what it actually is, and connecting to that Vaheguru Ji inside. Paatshah kehde mahapatit mugda lobhi phun kart paab abhara. But now what's happened is kehde hone hai phun kehde kart paap kehde whilst being so caught up in different acts and different actions, lowly actions, paap. And Sangatji, when I thought about this morning, abhara, but now I've lost. And I thought about things like, how many times do we just get caught up in, don't even realize, just living our life unconsciously, slandering away, gossiping away. But then a time comes and we start realizing that you know what, so I don't feel something, I don't feel any satisfaction from inside. From inside, what is happening to me, that I'm actually feeling drained. I don't feel good about myself. What is it? What's happening? I was so caught up in greed, and then any other time I was there too busy talking about other people. This is now weighing me down, and doing this, I've realized actually that that's not giving me satisfaction, and I'm just stuck, and there's this underlining, there's this fear of death, and now I've come to a place of abhara, I've lost. I feel deflated, I feel I've got no energy anymore. I don't know what to do, where to go now. So then Pachak ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਪੈ ਮਰਬੇ ਕੋ ਬਿਸਰਤ ਨਾਹਿਨ. Then they say that pā marbe ko. Because you know this fear of death that I've got, pā marbe ko bisrat nahin, it just doesn't leave me. It's there constant, consuming me. Just constantly there, just eating away at me. This underlying fear, pata nahi kado aa jana, I don't know when it's going to happen, I don't know how it's going to happen. I wonder, will it be this? Will I be able to see my children get married? Will I be able to do this? Will I be able to do that? Will I be able to go over there, go over here? All of this is constant. It's eating away at me. Pa marbe ko bisrat na hina. Teh chinta. There's another thing, remembering death, but being in the constant fear of death consumes us and doesn't even allow us to live. My body is just burning away. It feels like I'm withering away with the chinta, with the anxiety. If you look at Sangatji, many people that live in anxiety, be it health anxiety, whatever type of anxiety it is, many anxieties have that underlining. When you strip away all these different layers, I'm anxious about this, I'm anxious about that, and behind all of those layers of different reasons that we say that we are experiencing anxiety over, we'll find somewhere in there, behind all of this, there's this fear of death. It's actually ruining my life, having to live like that. I've done so many upav, I've tried so many ways to liberate, to free myself from this fear. I've gone and run around in 10 different directions of meaning. I've tried so many different things. I thought maybe if I get more money, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, maybe this will get me away from it. If I play games on my phone, if I do whatever it is. And I'm thinking maybe I'll be able to escape if I just go on Instagram, if I get more likes, maybe that'll do it, and I'll be able to get away from that fear of death that is consuming me. Kat hi pitar base niranjan. Parpat ji saying that kat within the heart, kat hi pitar, inside of my heart, at the core of who, at the core of this me, within inside of me, kat hi pitar base niranjan, is reciting Vaheguru Ji, reciting that one nir. Sangaji, niranjan, this word nir means without, anjan means, Sangatji, mascara, something being black. Anjan here referring to black, a mark, a blemish. But it's saying that Vaheguru Ji, that is immaculate and pure, that one is sitting inside of me. Tako marmana paya, they're saying it in that way that I didn't realize the secret. I didn't gain this marm, this mystery that one that is the protector, the one that is the creator, the one that is the destroyer, the one that is behind everything, is sitting inside of me. Nahin gona, but I have no qualities. I was lost in my life, just slandering, gossiping, doing all sorts. Nahin kach jap tap. I've not even got any jap behind me. I've not meditated on the name of God, jap tap. I've not done no penance where I've given myself in different practices of meditation to try and realize that one. I haven't got any of these things behind me. And then Sache Pach kehde kaun karm ab kije, kaun karm ab kije. Then they say that now what actions can I do now if I've gone through my whole life living unconsciously, slandering, gossiping, being stuck in the chase of this maya, of lobe, of greed, thinking if I have more, if I get more, if I do this, if I do that. I've wasted my life like that. I've not done any japatap. I've not met. What do I do now then? Kaun karma ab kije, jehda bhai maut da andro mere ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਲੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਰਾਂ what should I do to get this fear out of me now because that time of death is going to come it's inevitable because teen avastha Pachi is saying that baal jawani or birdfun teen avastha jan they're saying there's only these three that you're going to go through this physical body is going to go through baal is your childhood baal jawani your youth baal jawani or birdfun or means and birdfun now the avastha you've reached of old age ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਉਮਰ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਬਿਰਧ ਅਵਸਥਾ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਪਾਚ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ 60 ਕੇ ਬੁਢੇਪਾ ਆਵੇ when you reach that old age you haven't got anything else to look forward to in the sense of where this body is now going to keep progressing and now it's progressing towards death only so now when that time comes you're thinking that kaun kar main ab ki jai main hun karan ki what should I do now then ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਕਹਿਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ saying ਨਾਨਕ ਹਾਰ ਪਰਿਓ ਸ਼ਰਨਾਗਤ ਹਾਰ ਪਰਿਓ surrender and fall in the sanctuary at the Sharanagat within that protection in the sanctuary of Vaheguru Ji apā dān prabh dījai and then we beg and say to Vaheguru Ji we beg Vaheguru Ji to give me the gift of apā of being fearless. Sangat Ji was speaking to somebody yesterday and this person was sharing with me saying pata nahi ki hai andar bas dar piya hai andar man de vich. Sangat Ji many of us are living like that are completely taken away with this fear inside and not being able to live and we've got a fear of losing this life to death but whilst we're living in fear we're losing out on life anyway so us samay vi ਆਪਾਂ ਅਸਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਮਝ ਲਓ ਮਰ ਹੀ ਗਏ so even in that moment when we're living like that in that bad we are dead anyway it's not like we're alive ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜਿਉਣਾ ਥੋੜੋ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ we don't call that being alive ਹੁਣ ਪ੍ਰਪਾਤ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਲੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਲਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਫੋਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਵੀ 4-4 ਘੰਟੇ ਮੈਂ ਗੇਮਾਂ ਖੇਡ ਲਈਆਂ ਪਰ ਫੇਰ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਮਨ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਪੈ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਪਰ ਉਹ ਫੇਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ I thought that if I was to get a huge following on Instagram and that will occupy my mind and maybe then that fear will go. Nothing. I thought maybe if I have another child, shayad mera man us bacche vich rujh jauga. I thought maybe if I was to get engrossed in my children, but no, it's still there eating away at me. Pa marbe ko bisrat nahin. It's not going. And now paach kende jere tera andar hi baitha si na. And that's why when we look at these great Sufis as well, like Bulle Shah would say things like, he goes to Mandar vi frol le, tu masjidna vi frol laiyan. He goes, par tu apna dil ta frol liya nahi jithe ho tere andar vasda si. He says, you've gone around to Gurdwara, to Mandars, you've run around to even these religious places, but you still haven't gone inside. Tu hale andar nahi gaya. Kade kise ਧਾਰਨਾ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਮਹਾਂਪੁਰਖ ਧਾਰਨਾ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹਦੀਆਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਤਲਾਸ਼ਾਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਵਸਦਾ ਹੈ the one that you are looking for from outside he's sitting inside the whole point of going to Sri Harmandir Sahib to a Gurdwara to that place where it's called the gate of the Guru is to realize that one is inside of the Harmandir of myself that ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਜੂ ਰੱਖ ਲਿਓ ਪੱਤ ਮੇਰੀ ਪੱਤ ਰੱਖ ਲਓ keep my honor ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ and save me now from this fear ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾ ਸਕਾਂ ਆਓ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਰੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰੋ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਨਾਨਕ ਹਾਰ ਪਰਿਓ ਸ਼ਰਨਾਗਤ apā dān prabh dījai. Oh Vaheguru Ji, you the one that is sitting inside of me, the one that is at the very core of each pore of my body, in the earth that my body is made up of, the water, the saliva, every part of me inside, you are inside of that. Vaheguru Ji, kaho keh Ravidas, haath pੈ ਮੇਰੇ, ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਹੱਥਾਂ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਲਾਗੇ ਹੈ, ਘਟ ਘਟ ਵਾਸੀ, ਸਰਬ ਨਿਵਾਸੀ, ਨੇੜੇ ਹੀ ਤੇ ਨੇੜਾ, ਤੂੰ ਘਟ ਘਟ ਵਾਸੀ, you are in each and every heart. You are closer than even close, ਨੇੜੇ ਹੀ ਤੇ ਨੇੜਾ. ਉਹਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਡਿੱਗ ਕੇ ਹਾਰ ਕੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰੀਏ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਭੈ ਹੈ ਚੱਕ ਦੋ. Take this fear of death away from me and allow me to live in your sanctuary. ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ, ਆਓ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਈਏ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਸਮਾਪਤੀ ਕਰੀਏ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ.